Hi, hello, my name's Than, short for Nathaniel. Today, I finally got the Pat McGrath Bridgerton Part 2 collection in the mail. I got the eyeshadow palette and this blush situation, which we'll get into. I'm also gonna go ahead and throw in the new Cle De Peau Radiant Cream Foundation. This has been reformulated. I haven't tried the original. I've worn this like once with like my fingers and it was gorgeous, so I have pretty high hopes. I think I like it more than, I never reviewed this one, the Radiant Fluid, but I think I like it more than this one, but I'll have to do a separate review on this. Before I start doing my makeup, let's just talk about the collection a little bit. So when I first saw this, I was honestly just like I was very underwhelmed. Let me just show it to you. So here's the eyeshadow palette. And the reason I was underwhelmed is because I just feel like it's so similar to the last one. I'm just so confused on how this even, like, was approved. Like, these are allegedly different shades. Like, this one here. This is the new palette. This is the first one that came out like a few months ago. What the fuck? It's like same vibes. I'm just so... I don't know. I'm kind of just like over getting the same thing. Sometimes literally the exact same shades from Pat McGrath. Like, I feel like in so many palettes there's just so much crossover, and it's just annoying. Like, just put a new shade in. Like, I just don't get it. It's just like not very creative, and it's supposed to be like the brand of creation. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the mattes are basically the same, or what I'm like, you know, this like dark color here is like the same as this one, and then this corally shade is the same as like these. Like, even this baked one here is kind of similar to this one here. I mean, it's different. I mean, you could tell the different finish or whatever. It's the baked formula, not this one here. And similar deal with the blue that was in the first one. Like, this is baked, and then the like more minty blue is like the regular metallic formula. And then the Skin Show shade, I just think that formula should just be abolished anyways. It's just so not special. Like, boring. It's so boring. I'm not saying like it's not a pretty palette. I'm just saying like I'm expecting more, or maybe from now on I'm just not going to be expecting anything, because I feel like I just keep getting let down. And I love this palette. Like, I love this palette. So I think I'm gonna like this palette. I'm just commenting on, I don't know, the sort of lack of any like innovation whatsoever. I'm sorry. Like, I love Pat McGrath, obviously, and I'm a collector, so gonna be a little more harsh. And I'm not stopping there. So this thing, as soon as I saw it, the first word that came into my mind was cheap. It's like a blush trio, and then it has a highlighter. I haven't even like opened this up to look inside, but the first thing I noticed was just how it looked. You know, it looked cheap, but then when I got it, I picked it up and it feels cheap too. Also, this sticker on the back, this is very like minor, I guess, but the sticker had like this big, it was like rumpled, like it was just kind of like thrown on there like without a care. So I like unpeeled it and like restuck it on the right way. Like, to be like neat, you know what I mean? Like, there was like a big like wave in the sticker. I don't know. I'm sorry, Pat. Anyways, let me take off the tape. This is just kind of taped shut, so love that. So this part comes off, revealing the product. I mean, it looks pretty. Like, the product itself looks pretty. Like, the makeup, the shades are beautiful. They're like these baked, you know, nice baked things. Maybe that's why the packaging is so lackluster, but I don't know. Again, I'm not saying anything yet about the quality of the makeup, just my experience purchasing and observing and all that, you know what I mean? Also, the shipping was annoying. Let's start. I'm gonna prime with the GXVE. You know what? I'm just gonna say Gwen Stefani. I'm gonna prime with the Gwen Stefani face oil because this brand name, I'm still unsure. Oh my god, fuck. Okay, I'm doing about 5 drops. Usually I do like 3 or 4, but like I mentioned previously, the dropper is a little generous. Oh, I have very dry skin. I have rosacea, if you're new here. So I am a great candidate for testing coverage of foundations, you know. But let me tell you, no foundation is like full coverage on me. And on camera, everything is heightened. Like my redness and all that. I'm also like hot today. My face feels hot. I don't know what's going on. It's not even like hot outside. My house is just hot for some reason. Only my room, of course, and the room I film in. Everywhere else is a perfect temperature. Okay, let's get into this. So I have the shade. There's a pretty big range for this. I think that this has the largest range of any previously released foundation, or maybe the Radiant Liquid one has a lot too. They also recently did the Radiant Matte, and I think they're all reformulations. So they're sort of stepping it up. I got this on sale. It was still like a small fortune, but yeah, I would not recommend buying anything from Cle De Peau full price. I have the shade I-10 or L10, very light ivory. It's an I think it's an I-10. I'm just starting with a little bit like this because I felt like when I did the little finger test, I kind of, you know, it's a squeezy tube, you know, so I wasn't expecting it to like sort of dispense as much as it did, or maybe I did too rough of a squeeze. This texture is amazing. It's like a very, almost like fluffy cream. It's really nice. I love it. It's not whipped, but I don't know, I just feel like it has this sort of like airiness to it. And I'll just start with this BK Beauty 101 brush on this side, and then I guess we'll do a sponge on the other side. I might just switch to a sponge, I don't know. Oh my god, my nose hairs are like unruly today. I don't know, I'm gonna go over it with the sponge. I feel like it's just gonna be better with the sponge. It doesn't look bad, but yeah, it's overall just getting a smoother sort of finish with the sponge. And I really think it does look beautiful. It's definitely radiant, but it's not emphasizing texture. It doesn't feel heavy at all. And it has a solid medium coverage, I'd say. Good coverage, good coverage. Yeah, I think sponge is the way to go, but I also think you could use your fingers, because when I used my fingers before, it really just looked amazing, and it was so easy to blend in. So I guess I have like a dry patch going on here, but it's not really emphasized, so I can just see it on my skin, you know what I mean? Which a foundation is not gonna fix, you know? I just happen to have a dry patch there. But a foundation can make it worse, so... But, you know, it's not doing that. Look at my little glow on my cheek when I'm smiling. It's really just like... I'm gonna add just a tiny amount in certain areas, and I just want to put a little more like on my neck, on my ears, you feel. Yeah, it looks very pretty, very fresh. I'm gonna use the Westman Atelier Biscuit. For concealer, I'm going to use the KVD Good Apple in the shade Light 107. I'm going to go in and set with the Pat McGrath Under Eye Blurring Powder. Touch of the Gucci bronzer in 01 with the Sonia G Soft Cheek Brush. so back to the whole shade thing. On the back, the shade names, they say they're different shades, but I honestly don't believe them. At least like these two they gotta be the same. I mean, if they're different, it's by like a fraction. They put like 1% less pigment in the one or something, you know what I mean? But I guess we'll find out in the swatches later. Right now I haven't swatched them yet. I mean, this looks beautiful. Like, I know I was a little harsh in the beginning, but I think I'm gonna like the palette. I loved it. I loved the first one, but you know, it's what I gotta do. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this baked sort of matte satiny shade, the like B one. It's called Regency Romance. And I'm gonna use my big fluffy Biscuit brush. I'm going in with my short-handled Biscuit brush into the dark matte Forbidden Amour. Okay, I mean, I like the shade. I'm going in with the Sonia G Worker 3 into the deeper shade again. Alright, so now we can start having fun with these shades here. Before I go into the golds, I kind of want to just see what this shade is. It's very pretty, and it is baked, so, and I feel like I could layer the gold on top of that one, so let's just start with it. And this shade is called Diamond's Desire. It looks really pretty, not gonna lie. It does look very pretty. Okay, here we go. I mean, yeah, it's pretty. It's super glitzy. Like, I don't know, something about it is just extra sparkly. Now, let's go on top of it with the gold, which is called Forever Charmed. This is a very, like, greeny gold. Like super greeny gold. It kind of reminds me of Gigabyte. I don't have that particular Mothership. I think it's Mothership 3. I don't have that shade, but this is what it's kind of giving. And the shade is also very pretty and is performing nice. Now, my plan for this shade, the minty one called Daring Dandy, is to just kind of smear it everywhere and see what happens. And on top of this gold shade, it is sort of transforming it a little, turning it slightly more mossy. Going back in with my short-handled Biscuit brush into that green. Just to make the inner corner pop a little more, I'm gonna go into the highlighter from the first part of the collab. I think I need to add a little bit more of the deeper matte. I am noticing now, more so than before, this sort of dry patch right here on this side. Honestly, I don't think it would even be visible outside of this lighting, but I can see it, you know, close up. Okay, now let's get into this blush palette. I'll start with this one towards the back, kind of into the bronzer, and then this one as a pop, and then maybe we'll play with this a little too. I don't know. I'm gonna go in with the soft cheek. So I'm gonna go into Aphrodisia, which is the more orangey, warm one. It's definitely pinkier on my cheeks than it's looking just sort of raw. Yeah, it's coming off way more pinkier, huh? I'll say it looks very smooth. There is like, you know, a sheen to them, but I really don't think they're emphasizing texture. It's kind of reminding me of like the Melt Duo blushes, but not as metallic as that maybe. I'm gonna see what happens when I buff them out. I'm just gonna use my Sonia G Face One with no product on it. Yeah, I think it's buffing in nice. Let me go in with the more poppy now. I feel like this has got to be super bright then. I'm just gonna try to like... I don't know, it's so weird that that one came off so pink, but I'm using this one now, the one that looks like more like super pink. Oh no, I guess I can tell. This one's definitely a lot cooler. Oh, totally can tell. And the sparkle too. The sparkle is definitely warmer in the Aphrodisia or whatever. What's this one called? This one's called Budding Romance. This is kind of reminding me of She's a Doll from Patrick Ta. That's kind of the same sort of pink tone. Yeah, I like the sparkle in this one. Or not even sparkle, more of a sheen. It almost has like a neon quality or something. And then I guess, just out of curiosity, I mean, we're adding so much blush anyways, I'm just gonna go into the last shade and just see how it goes. And I'll keep it like right here. Let's see if that adds some depth. Oh, I think it is. I think it adds a little depth there. Alright, so we're super blushed. Let me buff some. I'm gonna buff some, but with an actual powder this time. I'm gonna use the Armani Fusion powder. So that, I feel, kind of helped meld all the colors into one, even though I feel like they all sort of blend together nicely anyways. Yeah, honestly, first impression is I'm very impressed with this formula. It's very pretty. So far, wait, what am I saying? I am willing to overlook the packaging. I'm taking the Designer Pro from Sonia G. I'm gonna go into the highlighter now. The highlighter is called Champagne Venus. Pretty, oh my god. Yeah, I love this. Okay, for brows, I was gonna save this maybe for like a Sephora VIB haul, which will be probably like my next video. But let's just try it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. It's like my favorite brow gel. But previously I've tried the shades Taupe and Black Brown. I feel like Taupe is maybe a little too natural for me. Black Brown is good for camera, but not for real life. I feel like because of the lights, the Black Brown really helps, but yeah, in real life it's too stark, too dark and stark. But I got soft brown now. There's also dark brown as well, so there's another one I can try too, but I just went with this one. I'll probably try that one too eventually. But yeah, let's see. Here's the packaging. I love this because it has such a nice, like, teeny tiny wand, and it has a very unique formula that is just not too, like, it's not messy, you know, it's just easy to control. I feel like that's a pretty good shade. It might be like a hint, like just a tinge too warm. Okay, I just exfoliated my lips, so hopefully I don't get any weird, you know, lipstick lines. But for lips, I'm gonna use Victoria Beckham Pout. really nice pink for this look. And I'm gonna go on top with the Go Lightly Gloss from Lisa Eldridge. I did this combo recently and I loved it. Just adds like a little bit of a cooler sort of freshness to that color, that pink color. Let's see. Oh, mascara. Lancome Lash Idole. I think you know by now. This is like basically my go-to. Okay, I think that's it for the look. So let's zoom in and then we'll go over my final thoughts. I have many of them. I'm gonna do swatch comparisons and all that. So yeah, stay tuned. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm all zoomed in still, but I just want to add a little more contour. Okay, I'm using the Beautylish Yano series brush and the Rom&nd Better Than Shape. Just under my jawline, because I didn't really do anything under there. Well, you're getting an extra close-up, I guess. Okay, resume modeling. Okay, so let me just start with the foundation because I feel like I have a pretty good idea of my thoughts on it. I think it looks really smooth, it's radiant, blends extremely easily. Like I can still notice my dry patches, but they're not being emphasized in like an unflattering way or anything. Like I feel like the NARS light reflecting one does. But I can say without a doubt that it is not worth the money. There's just so many other luxury foundations that are still, you know, priced too high, but perform better than this even. Like, I mean, again, the Givenchy Prisma Libre, that one is just so good. I mean, the Kogan Dough Moisture Foundation is very similar to this. I feel like this one just feels a little bit nicer on the skin. This one doesn't feel heavy, don't get me wrong. It doesn't feel heavy at all. And I mean, hey, if you want it, it's a good foundation, you know. I'm just saying there are still good ones at a fraction of the cost. Ilia Serum Foundation, even though this has very light coverage, you get a very nice radiant effect with this, and it's very like a juicy, gives you really juicy skin. This has more of that kind of like Charlotte Tilbury glow, but this one looks nicer. Yeah, I mean, it's a good foundation, but I would not tell you to buy it. Let's get back to the main focus, Bridgerton. By the way, I have seen all of season 1 and 2. I loved season 2. I binged it in less than 24 hours. I love Anthony, and the actor is gay in real life, so yeah, love that. Before we get into the eyeshadow palette, I guess I'll start with this. What is like even the name of this? Blushing Delights. Okay, they're made in Italy. Are these gonna like fall out? Okay, they're not falling out, so that's good. So the packaging, again, I just feel like it's cheap, and like I don't like how if you like turn it upside down like this, the cap is just gonna slide right off. Like I really don't feel like keeping the tape on there to like keep it together. I think that really out of all the details about the packaging that I don't like, I think that is a really big issue. It just feels cheap, you know, it just feels cheap. But the makeup itself feels very nice quality. Let me do some swatches right now on my hand. Oh, here we go. This one is that sort of more orangey one. I guess really, it really is more of like a peachy coral. This is the one that's more of like the doll pink, and then this is the bottom shade. That's more of that kind of like deeper fuchsia, or like, I don't know, almost leaning burgundy, but it's a little too pink for that. And then the highlighters up top, I hope you can see. But I love these. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I really thought they were gonna be more mediocre just because the packaging I thought was so cheap, you know? I was like, oh God, like this is just gonna be like, I also thought it could be that they're gonna be too shimmery. Like I knew they would have a sheen, but it really is just that. It's like a sheen. You know what? It's kind of reminding me of the Chanel blushes. You know, they have that sort of domed, baked, the old formula. I know that whole controversy over the over them switching this like sort of classic baked formula to that pressed powder or whatever it is now. I haven't tried the new one, but kind of reminds me of this. I think that the Chanel one feels a little denser, if that makes sense. And these ones feel more light, a little more airy. Yeah, honestly, like even though the packaging kind of sucks with this, I feel like I would recommend it. You get 3 blush colors. This highlighter is more of one of those highlighters that's kind of like a sheer base situation, you know what I mean? So I feel like it would work on a variety of skin tones. And I feel like these blushes, even though they're kind of this light baked sort of airy formula, they're pigmented. They are definitely pigmented. And yeah, I just think that's pretty good. I mean, what was the price on this? I am dying right now. Christ. Oh my God. Cookies, accept the cookies. Jesus. Okay, it's $60. So you divide that by 4 and that's 15. So that's not bad. I mean, that's kind of like drugstore pricing, if I'm gonna be honest. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's worth it. They just have a very beautiful effect that I don't feel like emphasizes texture. It's not super metallic-y. It's just a very nice, like, radiant sheen. Also, the sticker is put on upside down. So not only was it crumply, it's fucking upside down. That's so annoying. Okay, so now getting into the palette. Mothership Belle of the Ball. And I think this one's the Diamond of the First Water. Yeah, okay. I love this palette. I mean, of course, I was like talking shit in the beginning because it's true. I mean, they're very similar. Like, it just is what it is. I'm not making it up. Like, facts, girl. It's still pretty. I mean, I guess these are both pretty unique shades, I feel, and this formula is just stunning. This baked formula is really stunning, and the like shine you get from it is just so gorgeous. I feel like I said a similar thing when I reviewed this. It's worth it if you're a collector. It's worth it just because these shades are so nice, and I mean also if you're a fan of the show. But let me just swatch these like pinky shades and compare them with these because I'm just really curious here. So here's the shades from the new palette. So the bottom 2 are from Belle of the Ball. The top 3 are Diamond of the First Water. I mean, they're different. Swatched, I can see they're different, but you're getting the same look. You really are getting the same look. This one from Diamond of the First Water is a little more subdued. It's a little bit cooler and not as deep as this one. And then I would say this one here from Belle of the Ball is a little more coral than the pinkiness of these two from Diamond of the First Water. Very, very slight though on the eyes. Practically, you know, indistinguishable. If I were to pick one of these, I guess I'd probably go with the first one. Just because I do really like this sparkly blue. I like the mint one in this one. I don't know. I just feel like maybe the blue goes better with my eyes. I don't know. I bet if you hold out on getting either, there will be a Bridgerton mega palette for the next season. That'll include both of these and then, you know, a couple new shades just to get you to get it. You know what I mean? Besides that, I'm really just kind of like annoyed about the like, I don't know, like the almost like self-plagiarism with the brand, you know, like just like the repeating of ideas and things. I mean, again, it is part 2 as well, so it's like, I guess it makes sense to be kind of similar, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like, you know, I mean, you know. You definitely know. So I guess I would recommend it, but you just gotta know if it's for you. Oh my God, I totally forgot to mention this too. So in the advertisement, so Nicola Coughlan, who is one of the main actresses of Bridgerton, she plays Penelope, and she's the sort of like muse for the collection. And in the promo shoot for it, they didn't put nails on her. I was like, what in the, like, you know, what is going on here? Let me just show you. It's just so weird because it's like, she's so glamorous. She looks gorgeous, of course. And she's holding the palette up like this. And you just see her bare hand. I just feel like it looks off. It looks a little off. I know that's I'm being maybe too much now. Maybe I'm being too much now. But I really was just like, what the hell? I mean, you know what Alaska says. If you're not wearing nails, you are not doing drugs. I don't know. I just feel like the devil is in the details. Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you're notified every single time that I upload a new video. Follow me on Instagram, PrettyEarthAndGram. Follow me on Newness so you're notified every single time I'm doing a live stream. And yeah, stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to be doing my Sephora VIB sale haul, so that'll be fun. Gonna be trying some new stuff. Okay, goodbye.